Good morning, everyone. Today is day one of a brand new trip. The first of what I think will be a probably 6 or 7 video series. Any idea where I am? I'll tell you in a second, but take a guess as I pan around here. I'm in the western US. That should be apparent, but where exactly am I? I'm in this specific spot this morning to see this thing right here. More on that in a second. I'm in California. I'm north of the town of Bishop. These mountains behind me over here are the Sierra Nevada, California's great mountain range. These mountains behind me over here are the White Mountains, another lower profile great California mountain range. I said that this was day one of this trip. It's actually day like 5 or 6, depending on how you count. It's a Monday today. I had originally left for this trip on Wednesday, the previous Wednesday, but in the afternoon on Wednesday, as I was basically in the middle of Nevada in a town called Winnemucca, the transfer case on my Yukon exploded, basically. And long story short, it took me a couple days to get back home. I spent another day replanning this trip, given the shorter time frame. And then yesterday I drove across all of Nevada. I left home in Idaho at about 5:30 in the morning. Got to this, or not this campsite, but a campsite near here at about 9 o'clock at night. It was about 11 hours of driving, and then I saw and did a few things along the way. And those will be in an Adventure Know-How bonus video if you want to go see that. But anyway, I came back here to Bishop to see a couple things in particular. This isn't one of them. This is just kind of a side benefit, a side thing that I wanted to see. But I was here not too long ago. I was here last year, about 6 or 7 months ago, but there are some things I wanted to see that I didn't know about the last time I was here, and they're pretty spectacular, so more on those later. For now, let me show you this thing. Here is a Pumice Mill. Pretty cool old dilapidated structure. I'm not sure of the dates of this structure here, or of the mill, but pumice, you might already know pumice as a stone, you know, in its stone form for using on feet to like rub away the dead skin or to make calluses softer. It's for that kind of thing. It's an abrasive stone. But this mill here was used to powderize pumice, and I didn't know anything about powdered pumice, so I looked it up, and apparently it's used in some hygiene products still as a scrubbing or exfoliating agent like soap and toothpaste, and then it can be used in spill cleanup because it absorbs oil and tar, so it's used for that kind of thing. There are lots of little pieces of debris, of metal debris over here. Let's go take a look at these. The ground is just littered with old mining objects or relics. This looks like maybe an oil can. Here's part of an old car, almost completely buried in the soft sand here. I don't know what these things are, these conical shapes. I'm sure someone out there knows, so let me know what these are. Here's a closer look at this thing and whatever this is next to it. I don't know if this was this a hopper? Like, was this upside down? Was this the other way for loading vehicles or something? I'm not sure. Yeah, lots and lots of junk, lots of trash on the ground here that, with the passage of time, will be historically interesting and significant. But in the meantime, it's just lots of trash. Lots of rusty trash. Because the Yukon is getting work done to it, I am in the RAV4 on this trip, and it is already just filthy. I went through a lot of dirt roads yesterday, a lot of muddy, snowy roads, and it's seen better days this RAV4. But let me give you a quick look at the inside. The sleeping setup, the camping setup I have in here. It's the usual one. Fridge here, food here. I stretch out, I sleep right here. Got 2 sleeping bags, a couple of pillows. My hiking backpack is out here right now. Got clothes and stuff in here. Clothes and some books and some electronic things. This is my little dirty clothes hamper. Next up, I've got a 20-minute drive to get to the next spot. From there, it's a little hike to what's really, I think, going to be the highlight of the day, so I'm excited. Okay, I parked the car and I'm hiking my way up the side of this slope here, this bluff. Whew, out of breath already. I just started. I'm guessing there's an easier way of getting to where I want to get to, and I might find that on the way down, but for the way up, I don't know where it is, so I'm going the most direct route possible, basically. So I think what I'm looking for is on top of one of these big boulders here somewhere. Maybe this one or over here. Not sure, let's poke around and see what we can find. Ah, found it. So it's this boulder right here that I've come to see. There's a sign here saying do not climb on the boulder to protect it. And that is because the top of this boulder, which I'm guessing is about, 15 feet by 20 feet, the entire top of it is covered in Native American petroglyphs. And the fact that it's facing upward is really unique. I mean, I've seen a couple things like this before, but certainly nothing on this scale. So we can't climb on this boulder. I don't know if it's even possible to climb onto the top of this boulder, but I can definitely climb on this one, so let's go over there. Just a wild looking panel. It's huge. Great views here, though. I can see why people 1,000 years ago or whenever these were made would want to hang out here. I did bring the drone specifically to look closer at this panel, so let's whip that out. And just in case, as a backup, in case the drone didn't work or if there were other people here, I don't like flying the drone when there are other people around because they're kind of annoying. But if I couldn't do that, I brought this. This is a 10-foot long selfie stick. I have a GoPro on the end. So the plan is to fully extend it and then reach over and get another look at the rock art. I'm gonna say goodbye to this spot right now. And in case you didn't know, I always say the names of the places that I visit, and I usually have the GPS coordinates for those places in the video description. But I am increasingly uncomfortable with giving the names and locations of certain Native American sites. Places like this are especially vulnerable to vandalism, and so I'm not going to say what these places are called. I'm not going to say where they are. I've given enough information, and there's enough information online that, with some Googling, some persistent Googling, you should be able to find these spots. It took me a couple hours of Googling to figure out where these are, but it is possible. So if you want to come out here yourself, that's what I would recommend. And just on the next ridge over from that last spot is another boulder with another pretty incredible set of petroglyphs on it. Also, I'm sure that some of you guys have been to these sites, and I would ask that you don't say their names or locations in the comments below. Let's just refer to these by a number, so that was spot number 1 or site number 1. Right in front of me here, I can see it, is site number 2. Wow. So it's thought that these circles represent the moon. And so all of them together represent a year of the moon cycle. This is a large panel, and the circles are large. Must have taken a long time to make this. Just amazing. Really, really amazing. On a nearby boulder is this. These are bullet holes. This is certainly not Native American made. Let's get out of here, hike back to the car, go on to the next spot. And now, site number 3. Parked along the highway here, gonna walk just a few minutes to it. It's not as much of a hike as the other spots. And here is site number 3. What do you think it means? What do you think it is? Is it a map? Is it like a way marker? Is it something else? Let me know. All right, I'm back in town. I'm in Bishop. This is kind of the main town in this area. It's not enormous, but it has everything you need. It's got grocery stores and lots of restaurants and everything. I'm here to get some food. I want some baked goods. So I'm going to a bakery. It's called, what is it called? Great Basin Bakery. There are a couple of highly rated bakeries in town here, and I've never been to either, so I just picked this one, and I don't even remember what kind of baked goods they have, if it's like bread or if it's more sweet stuff. I don't know. Let's go find out. All right, I'm back with 3 goodies from the bakery. Here's what the inside of the bakery looked like. I just did a quick clip with my phone, filmed a quick clip with my phone. First thing, this cookie is, let's see, this has walnuts and apricots in it. Big cookie. It's fine. I probably wouldn't get it again. Not bad, but not amazing either. Lemon scone. That's good. Scones are usually a solid bet at bakeries, so that one panned out. So 2 sweet things, 1 savory thing. This is a cheesy bagel with hummus on it. Gonna take a break here, snack on these, and we'll hit the road again and go on to the next destination. I'm about 15 minutes outside of town now. This spot is it's not great, but I saw it on Google Maps and I thought it sounded interesting, so I wanted to take a look. It's just a little freshwater pool out here in the high desert. This is called Artesian Pool. There's some water coming out. I'm guessing with that name, Artesian Pool, it's tapping into an aquifer underground and then coming out of here. It's not hot, it's not a hot spring, but it's pretty. Nice clear water. Quite a bit of algae on the surface. And it's right next to the Owens River. You can see the edge of it right there. I find a surprising number of interesting places just from looking at maps, and Google Maps is a good place to start because it has points of interest marked on the map. So if I'm planning a trip to an area, I'll zoom in to the level on Google Maps where those points of interest appear, and then I'll just browse, scroll around to see what's there. And then of course USGS topographical maps are good resources if you want to get a little bit more fine-grained detail about an area. But yeah, I mean, neat little pool here. Not sure it'll be worth the stop for you guys. It was worth the stop for me just to satisfy my curiosity here. So let's get back in the RAV4 and go on to the next one. And after about a mile-long hike, I'm at petroglyph site number 4. This will be the last one of the day. Again, surprisingly large. I'm tired. Let's go find a campsite. That drone footage is of this campsite that I just found, and here is a look at it from ground level. Great mountain views. There are pros and cons to this campsite. The great views are definitely the big pro. A con is that there's a road right here. You can see the road cut right there. And then in this direction, some nice views of the White Mountains out this way, but you've got big power lines that are kind of ugly. And then you have this big pipe. I think that's a water pipe that's also ugly. I'm on BLM land over here on this side of the road, and basically everything on that side, on the far side of the road, is owned again by the city of Los Angeles. So I think that pipe is a big water pipe. Check out this cloud over here. That is wild looking. It's not a fancy campsite, but it doesn't need to be. I just needed a place to park for the night, and this seemed as good a spot as any. Usually the first thing I do when I get to a campsite is crack the rear windows, these side windows here, a couple of inches. I forgot to do that this time when I turned the car off, but I'll do that first. And then I'll put the front windshield screen up. And then to make as much room in the back, give myself as much room in the back as possible, I slide the driver's seat forward. And then I store my other window coverings underneath the seat here, or underneath the bed, rather. And then I can even do this from inside of the car. Like if it's raining or snowing, or if it's especially cold or windy or just nasty outside, I can do all that in the car. Put all the window coverings in and move the seat forward. I can even crawl back and get into sleeping position just by staying in the car. And then for these side windows that I cracked, I have curtains. Right now the curtains are just It's hard to see in here. There's no light. Hold on, let me get some light in here, then I'll show you better. Okay, that's maybe a little bit. Nope, that's not better. Anyway, I have some curtains here, and I use these for the side windows. I don't put reflectix in the side windows because I like having the windows cracked, and having curtains allows there to be some airflow. So I do that there. Same thing right here. And these are adjustable to get rid of some of those larger gaps. And then I get in and I'm all cocooned for the night. And then once I've done all of that, usually I have about an hour of work to do. That includes things like writing in my journal, taking notes about the things that I saw and did that day, taking notes about the campsites so that I can add that information to Adventure Know-How, and then I'll back up that day's footage from all the cameras I use. So this camera, the GoPro if I used that, the drone, I'll put those onto a couple different hard drives. So just little not super interesting work stuff. And then once I've done that, I can eat and relax and do whatever else I want to do. I'll either read or listen to podcasts or watch downloaded videos. I think tonight after I eat, dinner will be turkey sandwiches, by the way. That's usually what it is when I'm out traveling. And if I don't get takeout or if I don't eat in town, then I'll just eat turkey sandwiches or cheese and crackers, something not fancy, but I'm a lazy camper. I don't like cooking when I'm out camping, so whatever is fast and easy, that's what I prefer to do. And I think that'll do it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Was it annoying that I didn't name the places and give you the GPS coordinates of those rock art sites, or was that the right move? Was that the right call? Let me know what you think either way. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what your favorite part was, and I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to check out Adventure Know-How, my new site, where you can gain access to a map of all of my free campsites, plus monthly bonus videos that you won't find anywhere else. Learn more at adventureknowhow.com. And for links to everything else SUV RVing related, visit suvrving.com. Links to these sites and more will be in the video description.